There were a lot of Famicom games released that we in the US just didn't get. Some of them were actually pretty good too. Here's my personal top 10 games I think are worth checking out. Now, I won't be covering games that got released elsewhere, games with regional differences, and also unlicensed games that I thought been covered quite a bit. That being said, let's get started. Number 10, Battle City, a shooter game released by Namco in 1985. It was actually the successor to Tank Battalion, also put out by Namco in the arcades. In this game you control a tank and have to both guard your flag as well as take out all enemy tanks on screen. The amount you have to take out is indicated on the right of the screen. Although the game only allows you to start at level 35 as the maximum, there's more levels than that, and some of them are pretty creative. You also get power-ups to defend your flag as well as do other things like make your shooting faster. Definitely one worth checking out. Number 9, Sky Destroyer. This game, also being released in 1985, was one published by Taito. You know, the same company that published other great games like Little Samson and Panic Restaurant. Anyways, in this game we're controlling a World War II Mitsubishi A6M0 trying to defeat those evil Americans. This is probably why we didn't get the game here. As fun as this game is, it can honestly get just a little repetitive, since in order to get to the mobile shore battery at the end of each stage, you have to kill off plenty of enemies and still survive long enough just to get that far. The color of the sky also changes according to the time of day, afternoon, evening, and night. I personally couldn't complete the mission during my session of playing, but I still tried obviously and had fun doing so. Number 8, Binary Land. This game is a puzzle game, and it's actually pretty unique for an early Famicom release since there's 99 levels in total. After beating level 20, you get a screen telling you that there's no ending to this game, and that the game continues until level 99, at which point you'll just end up back at round 1. It puts up a good challenge despite it looking so simple, since the penguins move in mirror images of each other, and so sometimes I would mess up just by forgetting to look at the other side of the screen. The main ways to lose in this game is to either get touched by the spiders, or have both penguins get caught in the spider webs. All you have to worry about in this game is getting the penguins to the heart at the same time. With this game being cheap and still fun, I'd say go for it. Number 7, Antarctic Adventure. Antarctic Adventure was a video game developed by Konami originally for the MSX in 1983. Later on though, it was of course ported over to the Famicom. In the game, the player must reach the next station before time runs out while avoiding sea lions and holes in the ice. Throughout the levels, fish will also jump out of some of the ice holes and can be caught for some extra points. Like in Binary Land, the game has no ending. Once you beat it, you start back off at level 1. But this time, the game becomes much harder. Simple concept, but again, not an expensive title and nothing to complain about. Number 6, Space Harrier. Space Harrier is a 3D/4 shooter ported by Takara, while the game itself was originally an arcade game by Sega. The graphics when compared to the arcade version are actually pretty good considering it's an 8-bit system. Some things were obviously cut from the port, but nothing major. You still get all 18 levels of shoot 'em up fun, and if you really want to go the extra mile, there does exist a special controller you can use on this game to give it that extra arcade experience. Number 5, The Goonies. In this game, the player controls Mikey, whose main method of attacks are bombs and kicks, but of course if the bomb comes within reach of you, then you lose a life. A slingshot can also be obtained in the game, and is actually placed randomly behind the doors. When I was playing the game, the doors always contained something different each run. The game roughly follows the film, with stages resembling places from the movie. The game also recreates the scene where the Goonies are on the beach watching the Imperial ship sail away. The main theme for most of the game is an 8-bit version of Cyndi Lauper's The Goonies Are Good Enough. All in all, fun playing and requires no Japanese knowledge whatsoever. Number 4, Holy Diver. The gameplay itself is very similar to Castlevania. The main goal in this game is to get to the end of each stage and slay each boss before you die from all the many enemies you'll encounter throughout each level. In total, there's 6 stages. During my run, I was only able to make it to stage 3, and that's because this game is truly brutal, but well worth playing if you like a challenge and or are a fan of heavy metal. If you can't pick up a Famicom copy, then NES reproductions do exist as well. Number 3. JJ Tomodachi Taisekusen Part 2. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. JJ Tomodachi Taisekusen Part 2 was developed by Squaresoft for the Famicom and continues the story of 3D World Runner, so it's basically like a sequel. The main differences from the first game is that the player is now moving at a much faster pace, and the color scheme is also much darker, giving it a more evil/sinister tone. If you enjoyed the first game, then you'll definitely love this one. Number 2. Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti. Splatterhouse opens up as Jennifer is crying over Rick's grave. Lightning strikes, hitting the grave and reviving Rick. Lightning then strikes again, hitting the grave next to Rick's and revives the Pumpkin King, the game's main antagonist. The Pumpkin King kidnaps Jennifer and Rick then has to go save her. Unlike the other Splatterhouse games, this one is more of a platformer. Rick's main method of attack is an axe, however in certain levels he can pick up a shotgun as well, which has 10 bullets. I had a lot of fun playing this game and only had trouble when it came to the Pumpkin King because it took so many hits to kill him. The only parts in this game to have any Japanese text are the title screen and the cutscenes between each level. To be fair, I did record with an English reproduction, but I still have an official Famicom cart on the way. Number 1. Mickey Mouse 3 Yumi Fusen, aka Mickey Mouse 3 Dream Balloon. With this one, I'm cheating a bit. What I mean by that is that this game did get released here, but under the name Kid Clown. I felt though that because this game had enough differences to qualify as a different one, I could put it on the list. The game is a side-scroller, and the story is that Mickey is selling balloons to buy Minnie a birthday present, when Pluto tells him that Minnie won't wake up. So Mickey visits Minnie's house, and along with Donald, they both try to wake her up. When nothing works, Mickey decides to enter her dreams. There's 6 stages in total, and let me say this right now. If you have to pick only one game on this list to get as an actual cartridge, then let it be this one. I couldn't get enough of this game. The controls are responsive, just like the other titles on this list, Japanese knowledge isn't required unless you want to read the cutscenes, and the levels are all balanced in difficulty as well. I hope you guys enjoyed my personal top 10 list. I'll definitely be making more videos soon, and maybe even some reviews of unlicensed games I didn't get to showcase. This has been DGN, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, bye bye.